Hey, dear Tyler, how are you doing? And I hope you're good. I hope you're fine. So we're like 2 days away from Valentine's, right? Valentine's is like literally 2 days away, and will this be another year without a Valentine? I still believe in the God of miracles, right? I still believe in the God of miracles. I really hope I'll be able to celebrate Valentine's with someone, but yeah. But I really hope that it's coming along well, especially for those that are, privileged to be able to enjoy this season, right? I know that on that particular day, I'm going to be deliberate not to check people's status, all of these posts and all. Probably just do a mini retreat or get so consumed with work. I don't know. But I know that I'm just going to be totally out of it, right? So, yeah, thank you so much for the feedback so far, on the last episode that I shared. And it was really good to hear, some people's thoughts, and their mindsets on it. And then probably we're going to take our time and then discuss some of those thoughts as time progresses. But then I decided that I was going to use, like I promised the other time, that I was going to use this episode to complete my thoughts, right? So this is like a part two of the previous episode, right? The part two of the previous episodes. And then, just like a little recap, I said that love is a big term, but it will always be expressed based on its definition, right? A healthy mindset of love ensures a wholesome experience, right? And then we took our, anchor scripture from 1 Corinthians chapter 13, from verse 4 to 8, read from NIV, that's New International Version. And I stated, some points. The first one is that love is patient, right? Love is kind. Number 3, it does not envy. Number 4, it does not boast. Number 5, it's not proud. Number 6, it's not self-seeking, right? So if you want to, get through, listen to, have a better understanding on all of those parts from my own perspective, right? You could listen to the previous episode. So we're just going to go through the remaining aspects today so that we could conclude this and then move on to other things, right? So love is not easily angered. Love is not easily angered. If you ever claim to love and you have a short temper, it's because love has not had its full work on you. And one of the ways I believe that the Spirit of the Lord helps us is that beyond actions, we perceive the heart of the individual. Now, I've been in certain situations where people act in such terrible ways, or they just do things that are just, unimaginable. It's like, come on, you're an adult. Why are you doing this? Why are you behaving like that and all? Right? And then especially times where maybe the person repeatedly does certain things, right? And your emotions just want to flare up. You just want to flare up and they just go all over the place, right? What God has helped me to understand over time is that look at people's intentions, right? Look at their heart, right, before their actions. Many times, right, because of the lack of understanding, because of the lack of emotional intelligence that they do have, right, they may do certain things in an attempt with a very good heart, but then it comes out in a very terrible way, right? It's very important that you're able to create, room for the shortcomings of individuals, right? So this one thing that I do, I create room for individual shortcomings and choose to respond with love in all things, right? I choose to create room for individual shortcomings, and I think it's something that we should do. Create room for an individual shortcoming and understand that they will probably repeat it over and over again. There's this part of the fruits of the Spirit, right, is forbearance. And I love the way Apostle Selman speaks about forbearance. He says that forgiveness is pardon, but then forbearance is that I have factored in your ability to redo it, or I've factored in to mind that you're going to probably repeat this over and over again, no matter how many times you say sorry, right? And having that mindset, knowing that there's a possibility that the person is going to express themselves in that particular way over and over again, or do that, right, over and over again, helps you to create a system of not overreacting. And then I think I learned this from Pastor Chris Oyakhilome. He said that there's a difference between reacting and then responding. A reaction is what you give me is what I'm going to give you back. And the problem is that it leaves two people hurt. So a reaction is like when you hit the wall, right? The force in which you hit the wall is the force that is actually applied back to you, right? So the wall cannot speak about its pain, right? But then you can. And that's what happens when you're angry or when you react. But then when you respond, right, you look at how it's almost like you are a piece of foam or like a sponge that you soak in what is given, but what you release brings healing to both of you at that time. You know, what you release brings healing to both of you. And it's something that we should trust God about, right? That we're able to create that room for people, and then when situations come up, right? When situations come up, that we are able to respond and not react. I remember one of my plenty of relationships that I had back in the day. The lady I was dating, she did quite a lot of things, and she did it deliberately because she wanted to see where my threshold was, right? And one of those days, she just asked me, she was like, hey, why don't you get angry, or why don't you react to a lot of things that I do? You know, I need to see you at your limit so that I know how far to go. And I said that you have an advantage that a lot of people don't have. The advantage is that I like you, and I really, really like you. So because of that, my love for you gives that wide range of, how do I put it? Forbearance, yes. So it keeps no record of wrong. That's the next part. Love keeps no record of wrong. I think this is like one of the hardest parts to do because, like I said, you know, talking about the fact that the people that you're meeting are learning, they're growing, they're evolving, right? And they're prone to do things over and over again. Love would never ever approach an individual based on their past or a past experience, right? So if you really, really want to love, you're not going to say, oh, remember the last time you did this, or remember the last time you did that, or you're always doing this, you're always doing that, you're always doing this. I love, I did an episode years ago, and I called it Another Second Chance, right? And I'll just make a quote that says, never will I use your past to define you. You deserve another second chance more than once. You deserve another second chance more than once. So approaching an individual, you know, that you care about or you love, or your relationship with, your friendship or whatever, and every point in time you're like keeping tabs, right? You're keeping tabs. That's like malice. So you're keeping tabs on the person. Oh, I remember in 1989, even before I was born, you did this, you know. And it's just a little bit, you know, overboard. Now it takes a lot, because we are, number one, emotional beings, and we're beings that remember. Now, I'm not saying that you won't remember what the person does, but you never ever approach that individual, or never have a conclusion of that individual based on an experience that they've had or that you've had with them, especially if you love them. So you are open enough to give them that chance. And I know this is going to be a little bit dicey. Somebody will be like, so where's the limit to it all? Well, like I said, it's love, and it's a friendship, it's a relationship that you're building. You can speak about it. Oh, this thing that you did, I don't think it's really good, right? And I think it's something you need to work on. That's perfectly fine, right? But then maybe you come and be like, I'm doing this so because the last time we did this, or the last time this is also what happened. No, it just shows that you're now beginning to factor in a person's past in your decision making, or factor in a person's past in your perception of them. And for me, based on scripture, right, that's not an expression of love. The next it says, does not rejoice in evil, but truth. If it is wrong, I'll tell you. I won't hide what can hurt you from you. There's this thing that people do, that they feel that love is absolute acceptance. That, no, just give it to them, that's what love is. Love accepts. No, love also corrects, right? So if I find you in a terrible position, right, I'm going to tell you that now this is not good for you. So love is not massaging of ego. It's not massaging of ego. If it's going to hurt you, if it's going to damage you, damage your reputation, maybe damage you health-wise, it's going to damage you in whatever way, right? It is my job, it is my duty, it is my responsibility to keep you away from it, right? To keep you away from it. And then it is also my duty to celebrate the goodness or the good things that you do. I'm not going to be silent about it, right? I'm not going to be silent about it. When you do well, I will tell you that you do well. I will make boast on it. I would, say clear enough for you to hear, clear enough for you to understand. I will not keep it away from you, right? But I will not massage your ego for whatever reason. I will not massage your ego for whatever reason, right? So if you do something wrong, I should be bold enough to tell you that, this is not good for you, right? This is not going to be helpful, right? I think you should reconsider it in a different way, right? And I should not perceive that when somebody corrects me, that the person doesn't love me. So when the person says, Binga, I think the way you do things, the way you're handling it, or the way you're doing this particular thing, or the way you've perceived this, the way you handle the situation, I don't think it's good, right? I don't think it's good. And I think it's not going to help you, right? And you should look into it and correct it. It will sting you because, like I said, it's your ego, my ego at that point in time. But understanding that it's coming from a place of love, it should be something I should be willing to receive. So if you notice that you are very, very, feisty about correction, then it's something that you should really open your heart and trust God for. Love protects. Love protects. You are safe with me. I like to say this to people that I care about, that I am a safe place. I am a safe place. That if you ever come to me for anything, right? You ever share anything with me, you know that you're safe, right? No need. You'll never have that need to fear that your vulnerability with me would ever be exploited. You've maybe you've shared a particular weakness, you've shared a particular struggle, right? And it would never get to that point that I would use it as a tool against you or to tarnish your image or whatever it is. In fact, I do my best possible not to even speak about certain things, right? If something was told to me in trust, right, it's my responsibility to protect it. It was, I think, Pastor Philip, right? About Pastor Philip Olubakin. He was talking about the same thing in marriage, and it was one of these Instagram reels that I watched. Really, really interesting Instagram reel. He was talking about, if you're in a relationship and you're introducing the person to the parents, maybe they're coming over to your house, do well to let them know the character of everybody. He said, it is my responsibility not to expose you. It's my responsibility not to expose you as you are being helped in a particular place, as you're being helped and molded into a better version of yourself. My job as the one that loves you is to shield you and to protect your vulnerability. The fact that you've been able to come openly and, trust me with a very fragile part of your heart, it means that I have the responsibility of shielding you, right? And so for me, I always say that my love shields the person. And this is my prayer, my desire, right? That the heart that the Lord will give to me to love, right? That the person will know that in the hands of beloved, they are safe and safe to the uttermost. They are safe and they are safe to the uttermost. They're safe and safe to the uttermost. And I pray that that's also our own desire. That because when somebody shares something with you, people have very, very horrible experiences in life. It's really, really terrible what people go through. Maybe the person might have had, maybe a pretty bad past, laden with a lot of assault, maybe a lot of abuse, whatever it is. Or maybe the person did things that was wrong in their own time, right? It's my responsibility to protect it and to shield it and know that God is making a better person out of it. That it is a joy and it is such an uncommon privilege for me to be able to guard that secret, right? The next number, I think I've even lost count. Love trusts. Love trust. If I love you, I believe you. God help us. If I love you, I believe you. Love trust. Love trust. Love trust. At no point in time will I believe the report of another stranger, of a stranger, over your voice. I've seen the damage that this thing has caused. If I say that my heart is yours and your heart is mine, I will trust you. It is left to you to betray my trust. I will trust you, but it's left to you to betray my trust. I will trust your intentions for me. I will trust your actions towards me. I will trust what you say. I'm not being naive, but I am choosing that out of every voice, that out of every individual, out of every opinion, I will prioritize yours. I will prioritize your actions. I will prioritize every single part of it. Love, trust. It makes no sense, right, Tyler, that you are in love with somebody and you don't trust the person. Then there's absolutely no point, right? There's no point in being with that person if you're questioning the person's loyalty, questioning the person's intentions and all of that. Then it's better you're not with the person. Do you understand? So, like I said, if it's for me, I'm going to trust you. And then I'm also going to make sure that I make myself trustworthy for you as an individual. Very important. Love hopes. I decide to always see the better picture. That's the next point. Love hopes. I always decide to see the better picture. We may be in a very rough position. We may be in a very rough place. As a couple, as friends, or as individuals, we may be not in the best of situations. But man, I will not be the voice of discouragement in your life. I will not be the voice of discouragement in your life. If you've got a dream, right, no matter how difficult it is, no matter the position that you're in, I will be there. I am going to give my best to you, right? And I'm going to believe, if what you believe that you've been called to do is to go to Mars, and I will believe, we would hope together. I would encourage you in that dream and in that passion, right? It's, I don't know if that's like an over-exaggeration or not, but I trust you understand what I'm saying. Right? It may be a little bit like of an exaggeration and all, but it's not, I won't help you to doubt God. I won't help you to doubt a situation. I won't help you to do that. I will be your voice of hope. I will be your voice of encouragement. Oh, you come to me and you're downcast. No, we can do it. We can make a way around it. There must be a way. And it's not just about my verbal, acclamations to you. My actions will also speak that I believe in the better picture. I see a better picture for us. Then always perseveres. It's not over till we win. That's my definition. It's not over till we win. It's not over till we win. We're going to get through this. We're going to make it. It's not over till we win. Let's fight through it. Let's get through the whole situation. That's what love does. obstacles upon obstacles, challenges upon challenges, situations upon situations are not enough to ever deter our perseverance. We will there must be a way, there must be a way, there must be a way. Very powerful message that Apostle preached, Hidden Wisdom of God. I was talking about, that there is a way, there is a way out, there is a solution, there is an answer. And that's what love says. That we're not going to give up on this particular thing, we're not going to give up on this particular dream. We will find a way until we win. That's how love is so committed. Love is so committed. That's like an expression of commitment to a whole nother level. We will not stop until we win. Or I will not stop until you win. Right? I'm not going to give up on you until you win and you come out of it. I've heard so many beautiful stories of people that beat cancer because their family members, their spouses, told them that I'm not giving up on you. And push through it. Or, maybe a particular career path. You get things that can be quite challenging. Maybe it could be your ICANN, maybe it could be law school, maybe it could be medical school, maybe it could be a particular exam, whatever it is. But then, and probably there are times maybe you failed, I had to kind of like resit and go over and over it again. But the truth is, someone that loves you will fight with you till you win. Fight with you till you win. And so it's something that you have to develop and build in your heart. Now, the last thing is that love never fails. We can't lose if we let love lead. Love never fails. Love never fails. Love never fails. Remember how I ended the last episode, right? You never lose if you truly loved an individual. You never lose if you truly love someone. You never lose. Love never fails. It was Apostle Salman that said that if you are about failing in anything, add love into the equation and it won't fail. Add love into the equation and it won't fail. Love truly never fails. It may not always get what it wants. It may not always get its desired outcome. But this thing that it fails, love never fails. And all of these things that I've expressed in the last two episodes, in last episode and this episode, right? These are expressions of God Himself to us. They're not just things that He demands us to do, but these are very expressions that He gives. Very expressions that He gives. God is extremely patient with us. I know He is. God is extremely kind. You can see it hidden all through Scripture. Always having our best interest at heart. God does not envy. He does not envy. He doesn't even have a reason to envy. Do you understand? But when He sees that people celebrate His goodness in our life, He's not, put under pressure by it. God does not boast. When it comes to us, He's not trying to say, see what I've done, see what I've... No. He does it with a pure heart. God is not proud. The fact that He can come down to our level to love us. He is not self-seeking. God is not loving us so that we can love Him in return. He desires us to love Him in return. But that's not why He's giving. There's a part of Scripture that says that God cannot deny Himself. Even when we are unfaithful, He remains faithful. Right? So He's committed to that point. God is not easily angered. Trust me, He's not. God is not easily angered. He keeps no record of wrong. As far as the east is from the west, so have you forgiven my sins. Doesn't keep record of wrong. Does not rejoice in evil, but rejoices in the truth. Now, He doesn't tolerate the evil that we do. He doesn't make us feel like, it's not a big deal, right? But He also makes sure that He corrects us. And when we do well, He speaks of it. He protects. He keeps us. He protects. The things that we share with the Father, that they're safe with Him. He trusts us. See how many chances He gives us, day in, day out. He trusts us. He always hopes, always seeing the better picture in our own lives, never giving up on us, always perseveres. Keeps on staying with us. every time that we may have those up moments, seems like everything is going well, and then we just hit like a very low point, He still perseveres. And God has never failed us. So these expressions of love are things that the Lord Himself does. And I really do hope that in this season, that you'll be able to experience, most importantly, God's love in your life, Tyler. And then I really do pray that you find someone in your life that expresses all of these things to you. Trust me, when you find someone like this, you will be just in the best place ever, right? So yeah, it was a nice discussion, and I really do hope that it blessed you. And like I said, please share your thoughts. If you think that there's something I over-exaggerated or stretched or probably forgot, you could also let me know, right? And then we could talk more about it. So please do want to share with others, and let's connect and do more, right? So this is me signing out, Tyler. Remember that I love you, I believe in you, and I am always rooting for you. Bye.